So I made a video a couple months ago talking about Injustice 2 and my hype for the game. And since then, past couple months, the hype has been building even more with the huge reveals with Doctor Strange, Swamp Thing, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Bane, Deathstroke, so many big characters, Darkseid, just recently, Flash, his new super move. Every one of the new characters have been getting huge, big gameplays reveals, and it's getting serious. The level of hype, and guys, I'm excited for the game. I'm putting a lot of content when this game comes out. I believe it's May 17th. I believe the game's coming out. So if you guys want to see that, definitely subscribe to the channel for sure. And we'll get right into discussion. No wasting times. And we're gonna be talking a little bit about the story for the first half of this video. So yeah, what topped it all off is that now Brainiac is actually going to be the main villain of this game. So it's gonna really give some really interesting dynamic to the story now, since we all know Superman and Batman has to come together and actually form the League, which they never had the League in the first place, I don't think, at least in the comics for sure. So it's really exciting to see what's gonna happen, what's gonna convince Superman to come back and fight for good again, and help Batman and put aside, their efforts to really come together and defeat Brainiac. And it's gonna be really cool because with that there is the uprising of Gorilla Grodd and his team, which is Deadshot, Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, Catwoman. Um, believe that's the whole, think that's the whole roster for that team. They seem like they're going to be playing a big role as far as villains that we're going to be fighting. Cyborg and Wonder Woman still going to be somewhat villains in a way. That was good guys in the original version of the timeline and universe of DC. And so we kind of see in the over the past trailers for the Alliance trailers is that Wonder Woman and Cyborg seems like they know that when comes around, it seems like it's gonna be really serious just because how Kara is, how afraid she is, and it's gonna be really exciting to see if they come back and actually come back and help out too. But it might not be really that simple though. I'm really thinking maybe it's gonna be. I think this story's gonna have a lot of twist to it that we might not expect, because not necessarily, Superman might not come back and maybe he'll just stay, rogue and go off of his ideal, because we all know he's gonna break out of jail in the second game installment, and we all seeing Batman and Superman around the table, or the JL table where they used to be formed Justice League. It was broken and cracked. Maybe they're talking about discussing and re uh, negotiating what needs to be done and the threat of Brainiac. And so just seeing how afraid Kara is, even though that she has her powers now, and Brainiac destroyed their planet, and she has her powers now, and she didn't have the powers then. She's still so afraid of him, and she says we need to grab Clark, and we need to, get together and like band together and get this, you know, get the team together and fight Brainiac, because it seems like it's gonna be a really awesome, like, just I could just imagine the climax, honestly. We already know there's already gameplay of I think the last fight will be between Superman and Brainiac. That's already confirmed because there's a gameplay of that. I'm not sure if it's leaked or if it's official, but it's already practically confirmed for that. So it's gonna be really cool to see, because the first game and just this the comic of the Injustice storyline, it's really dark. I'm thinking it might be just that, who knows, maybe Superman might die in the end, and he might redeem himself in a way for all the crime he's done over the past years after Lois died, and maybe he's gonna make a sacrifice to really come through and redeem himself, because Clark's done, I mean, Superman's done a lot since after Lois died. He killed the Joker, took over. If it's not the world, he took over Metropolis and he became tyrant. He had everybody under his feet. Became a tyrant. Um, he killed he killed Shazam. And he's killed no, numerous people. He's came close to killing the Injustice universe or version of Batman. Came close to killing him. So he's done a lot of terrible things since Lois died and his. I'm not sure if it was gonna be a son or daughter. I'm not sure if the gender was confirmed, but he even killed his kid that was still inside Lois' womb. So it's gonna be really, really, I think it's gonna be a really nice climax and end for Injustice 2, just because Superman's gonna be fighting Brainiac, and so just the thought process of him fighting him, and then just what's gonna turn Superman to that point where he has to really fight Brainiac. Is it for the fact that maybe he's just as scared as Kara is, or maybe it's the fact that uh, he has to redeem himself because he's a bigger threat, and maybe somehow Batman talked him into becoming good again. I don't know. So I think the biggest, really coolest moments is gonna be finding out what the whole talk between Batman and Superman, and how he's gonna bring Clark back into the light and out of the darkness. I'm really excited for the story. There's a huge, 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 huge roster. Um, we have, and then recently Joker's been confirmed. Um, we see Dark Side gameplay, which is insane. I love his stance and his super move. I think a lot of people was really pleased with that. And just this time around, they really improved with Injustice for as far as the big factor that I think a lot of the community is happy with is the size of the character roster. I think there's currently right now, if you pre-order the game, you're probably gonna get 32 plus characters at the initial launch of the game, which is, I want to say, triple or double what Injustice had, which was about maybe I think 12 characters or so, 15, something like that. So it's gonna be a lot of variety, and it's gonna be interesting too to see how multiplayer plays out and what's gonna be, is all characters gonna be balanced out or what's gonna happen there. Um, and it's gonna be cool to see everybody's decked out, geared up, different, characters and stuff like that. It's gonna be all unique and different and cool, and suits that person's, you know, playstyle, and just how they're gonna look is gonna be pretty cool too. Um, and it's such a it's gonna be one of I think it's gonna be one of the gamers pick for one of the best games this year, just because we all know how much we love the first game. Second game looked like the story is gonna be insanely good, and with the character roster, I don't know how they're gonna fit everybody into the story, but I'm pretty sure the story has to be somewhat decently long to get everybody to have a really big, I guess, role in the game, some shape, some form or way. I don't know, but it's gonna be just the scope of I think it's what 30 plus characters, all got to be in the story mode. So it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be a lot of cutscenes and dialogue that's just gonna be all out, just like moments where it's gonna be all out, just about huge battles between. I'm not sure which factions, if it's gonna be JL versus um, what's his name, uh, freaking Brainiac. I don't know. It's gonna be insane. There's a lot of villains. There's a lot of heroes in the game. There's a lot of heroes. It's currently villains right now, so it's gonna be a really, really dynamic, just change and difference in this story this time around. Just because there's a lot more villains, and some of the heroes are already kind of villains in some ways. So it's gonna be really cool to see that. And somehow Joker has to be in the story as well. I'm not sure how he's back in the game, but he's gonna somehow have to be in the story because he's a character. He has to be in the story somehow. Even Blue Beetle, we got Troctus, Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Green Arrow is gonna be in the game, which is gonna be shocking too. So I mean, it happens all the time in the comics, where characters die and they come back. Happens all the time. Look at Superman. How many times has he died in the comics? But you know, it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna play Joker and Green Arrow to come back into the story somehow, and how they're gonna come back. Doctor Fate is in the game. I already said that, but I'm really excited to play that character. So many new characters. All of them really have amazing super moves, which is a huge plus to um, Montreal, because the supers this time around really suit the characters, and just their abilities and who they are really suits them as who they are. And just Darkseid and Doctor Fates, Superman, Batman's, everybody's super, really just, it's insane, especially the Flash's new super move, which was, I think it's the community's biggest really favorited super move that's just recently been revealed. I want to say 2 3 weeks ago, and it's blowing up just in the community right now. So it's a lot to take in. Huge reveals. Bane's in the game. It's a lot of new characters in the game, and the fact that they're going to be in the story means there's going to be huge battles, huge action, set pieces, and stuff like that. I can't even imagine what the climax of the game's going to end with either. It's just going to be insane this time around for Injustice 2, and everybody who loved the first game is getting way over the top hype with Brainiac. Recently got revealed too. All the reveals is what's really hyping up the game slowly, and I think it's a great experience for this game, and for the fans of this game, and for the DC universe, and just the the fans of the Injustice storyline. I think it's gonna really satisfy the ending of first one, because we knew it was gonna be had to be a second one, and we're we're just too excited for the. I'm too excited for the game. Um, they are as well adding on the multiverse game mode. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure how it works, but um, just think of it this way: what's um, all the big pluses from bigger character roster, 32 plus characters initially launch of the game. Story is going to be insane. Has to be long, just because there's a lot of new characters in the game. They have to play big roles. Um, and super moves insane. Everybody has new, really cool super moves. Really, Montreal was really focused on just giving that sense of equipping every character with their personal, unique superpower that really fits that character. Um, and then the longevity of the game, all these characters, super moves, and then there's gonna be for as well as multiplayer. There's gonna be, the gears and all that stuff, and they have stats and everything. Um, Huge character roster, like I said, so it's gonna take a lot of time to master all the characters in the game. And then additional 9 characters will be coming out soon as well, through DLC throughout the months to come for the game. And with the multiverse new game mode, it's a lot of longevity for the game, which for me, when I played the first Injustice game, played the story I think 5 times just because I loved it so much. And then really just either played online, which I was never really good in finding games anyways, which I couldn't do with multiplayer because I'm just not good. But with that, the multiverse story mode and all the new additions are adding to the game. All the new characters. There's going to be so much more longevity to the game, which is what I'm so psyched for. So, pretty much that's what I'm hyped for this game. So, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up. Guys, subscribe if you want to see more content. Justice 2, because it's coming out May, I think, 19th. So if you guys want to see some Justice 2, stick it here to the channel, and I'll see you guys like always in the next video.